Hey everyone, just doing some CV axle replacements in Brandon's General, just because he likes spending money. We just got normal Tusk stock replacement axles. They're not an upgrade or nothing. I kind of got them side by side here on the floor, and the shaft ain't any thicker, cups ain't any bigger, so they're just a good affordable stock replacement. He had a couple of rears, or at least one rear clicking, and we're thinking it's probably this one, because we never noticed that boot was ripped on it. But, you know, and he had the outer boot here was all twisted up, so a couple good spares to get him through a weekend if something happens. And didn't even have to get the slide hammer out. Both of them pulled right out of the rear end just fine. I told him we should go down to the gas station and buy some lottery tickets because we ain't gonna get that lucky ever again. But how'd she spline in there? She got in there already, huh? No. So far so good, fitting good. We'll get the rest of it back together here and just kind of, we've literally been at this less than 15 minutes. So a project like this doesn't go good that often. And then we're gonna tackle that clutch later. So we'll put that in the same video. Everything's in. That was about the easiest axle swap I've ever done. I told Brendan that went so well that we better have a bushy and reminisce on how good that went, because it don't happen like this ever with these freaking pains in the ass machines. So, yeah, we'll be right back with the clutch. All right, fast forward in a couple weeks. We had the Wisconsin gun hunt in the middle of this project, but we just got done swapping Brandon's axles over on his General, and now we're gonna rebuild his clutch. Reason being, we think the one-way bearing might be going out, and we got a weight right here that is chewed up. And this roller here, I'm not gonna be able to zoom in, but if you can hear it, it's just junk. Can't hear that one. So he also ordered new weights, pins, rollers, and the washers. We didn't get the buttons that slide right here, because if you look here, it's really nice. There ain't no give. I did go ahead and I ordered a Super ATV Polaris clutch holder tool, which actually holds it just like it's on the crankshaft. So it holds it on the shaft and not using the fins. So I like that. And I bought the spider nut tool that fits right, boom, right there, to help get that spider nut off. And then I bought the actual spider tool, which fits right there. And number 3/4 drive. So I thought I had a 1/2 to 3/4 drive adapter in my toolbox, but I don't. So Brandon ran back home to see if he had that 3/4 drive adapter. So we'll let you know how it goes. These tend to be a really big bitch. So stay tuned. So that actually a little Milwaukee 1/2-inch drive took that right off. So anybody 1/2-inch drive Milwaukee and level 3. There is Loctite on it, so you gotta make sure that you got some good torque on it, but heck, it wasn't even that hard. So, time to do this now. I don't know how that's gonna do on the old impact, but I don't know. Put it on it, see what happens.
Tighten your vice down, Greg.
Ooh. I don't know, about as tight as it goes, I think. Maybe we'll stick a pipe on it. Get her a little tighter. All right, time to try the impact gun here. See if that does it. He's gonna hold it tight. Ooh. Yeah, I don't like that either. It's just gonna wreck your spider.
Right.
Oh, all right. Plan C. Pop to the point where you might blow your elbow out, so careful. Oh. Maybe we'll give her a little heat. We'll give her a little heat. Let's give her a little heat. It's supposed to be Loctite in that too. take this off, and then you gotta put that on quick. But what we're gonna do is the spider is actually right here too. You can see that. You can see how it's casted.
Yeah.
Get some heat in there and just kind of. I mean, I can do that too, but just to warm the Loctite up a little bit. Probably just do 30 seconds of it and call her a day. Well, we got her done. We're just waiting for it to cool. Had the old breaker bar in there. And that man had the idea of putting a pry bar right in there for a little extra support. She broke right loose. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, stay tuned for the assembly. There, we got her all apart. You see in there, he's missing one of the one-way bearings inside his one-way bearing. So, good thing he's got one of them on order. But, you see this weight right here. Weight is junk. It's a spacer. Oh, we gotta make sure we don't lose that washer. Brandon, there was this washer.
Yeah.
On the bottom of the spacer. So we gotta make sure we keep that. Keep that. You gotta keep this washer right here. Put the one-way on. When you put the spacer on, make sure that washer's on the bottom of it. I'm telling you, so you remember also. Then, right there. That's what you don't want on a weight. She's got a flat spot. Flat spots are bad. So hopefully that's going to take care of a shifting problem. But we also got new rollers for everything. So we got weights, we got washers, we got rollers. We even got pins. So I think we're going to finish out the night by drinking some beers and solving the world's problems, and we'll be back with you guys. All right, so we got this whole clutch back together. Obviously to change weights, you just take this little bolt out, slide it out, and weight goes on in there. Put the bolt back in. These, they just have a smooth pin about this long. You hit that out, doesn't matter which way you hit it. Then you stick the two washers and the roller in, put the pin back through, put the bumpers on, slide it back down. The only thing to note is there's an X right there, and I don't know if I can do this with two hands or not. There's also an X down in here, so you gotta make sure that the X's line up. But got this all cleaned up, all back together. Got the spacer cleaned up, nut cleaned up, that's all cleaned up. But he lost his one-way bearing, so he ordered another one of them this morning. Hopefully I'll come in midweek and then everything will go right back together and we'll have that thing back together. So that's kind of the gist of it. Using this tool to get that spider off, we actually had to stick a pry bar in here to hold the vise and use the snap-on half-inch drive breaker bar to get that broke loose. It was, you had to yank. My whole bench bounced up in the air when it broke loose finally, so get prepared for that. Otherwise, we're using an impact gun getting the nut off here. That worked real good, and we'll put everything back together. We are going to put a dab of Loctite on both these threads when we put it back together, because Loctite was used in the original assembly. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll get that thing back together and make a video out of this. Guess what he found? He found his one-way bearing. So you want your bearing to spin counterclockwise and lock going clockwise. I can't move it that way. I can move it this way. Can't move it. So took us a while to kind of figure out why, and I'm not going to sit here and try explaining it, but it does make sense after you watch like Hunter Works' video. So because obviously just extreme caution taking this off, the old one. Pay attention to which way it spins and which way it locks, so you put it on the same way. That's something that we didn't do. But we've been hoo-hawing around here for the last 15 minutes trying to figure out, make sure we do it right the first time. He ran over to get some Loctite. We're going to stick a couple dabs on these threads and the threads of the castle nut, and we're gonna keep locking everything down, and then we'll walk over and put it back on as general, and hopefully she moves forward and backward and shifts smooth as butter. All right, so we're on the way assembling. We're adding a little blue semi-permanent Loctite to the spider nut and the spider itself, and we're using the snap-on flex head breaker bar to tighten everything down, whether that's spec or not. We don't give a shit. So now we're just finishing up there. Don't always remember your blue washer that goes right here, your spring. Spacer's in there. There's a washer beneath that spacer, then the one-way bearing, and then a washer beneath the one-way bearing. So, and then everything should, this piece should slide. It's nice and tight in there. We're getting close. Everything's on. I forgot to record the trial run here in the garage, but everything worked fine. So the main test will be next weekend, and we'll see if he has any issues. Stay tuned for next weekend's ride.